The forest had grown silent after the storm. The air smelled of pine and smoke as Elias guided his horse through the clearing, searching for signs of movement. He found her near the edge of the stream, a woman in a torn dress clutching her leg as blood soaked through the fabric. Her pale face and trembling hands told him she'd been running for miles. "Hold still," he said softly, dismounting. His voice was calm, steady, the kind that made even pain pause for a moment. She looked up, startled, her eyes wide with fear. I don't know you," she whispered. "You don't have to," Elias replied, already tearing a strip from his own shirt. "Just let me help." The cut was deep but clean, a knife wound by the look of it. Bandits, he thought. Or maybe worse. The frontier was no place for a woman alone. He carried her to his cabin nestled between two tall spruces, its wooden walls creaking softly against the wind. The small fire inside cast a warm glow that softened the rough edges of the wilderness. He laid her on the bed, his hands careful and sure. "What's your name?" he asked as he washed the wound. "Clara," she whispered after a long pause. "I was heading east, before they found me." Elias didn't ask who they were. He just nodded, his jaw tightening. "You're safe here now." Clara watched him in silence, the pain fading as exhaustion took over. Outside, snow began to fall again, soft and endless. Inside the cabin, the world shrank to the quiet rhythm of firelight, breath, and the steady beat of two hearts learning to trust the silence between them. Days passed in the dim glow of the cabin. Clara's wound began to heal, but her silence stayed. Elias chopped wood, cooked broth, and spoke only when needed. He'd lived too long in the wild to push someone before they were ready. One evening, as the sun dipped behind the mountains, she broke her silence. "They took my brother," she said quietly, staring at the flames. "We were traveling west to start a new life. They came at night. I ran." Elias set his cup down. "You think he's still alive?" Her eyes met his. "I have to believe he is." There was strength in her voice now, fragile but real. Elias nodded. "Then we'll find him." Clara blinked, surprised. "Why would you help me?" He leaned back, looking at the fire. "Because someone once helped me when I didn't deserve it. Maybe this is my turn." For the first time she smiled, a small, tired smile that warmed the cabin more than the fire ever could. That night, the storm returned, fierce and wild. The cabin shook, wind howling through the cracks. Clara woke to find Elias sitting by the fire, his gun across his knees, watching the door as though expecting ghosts. "Can't sleep?" she asked softly. "Never could when the wind sounds like this." She rose, limping slightly, and sat beside him. Their shoulders brushed. Neither spoke. The storm outside screamed, but in that small wooden room, there was only calm. The quiet heartbeat of two souls finding something they hadn't known they needed. Peace. Morning came slow and gold, spilling light through the window. The storm had passed, leaving a glittering sheet of snow across the valley. Clara dressed carefully, her legs still tender but stronger now. Elias was already by the horses, tightening saddles. "You really mean to go with me?" she asked, stepping outside. He turned, eyes steady beneath the brim of his hat. "I don't let people face the wild alone." They rode for hours, the cold air biting, their breath forming clouds that vanished in the sunlight. The silence between them was comfortable now, a quiet language of trust and unspoken care. By dusk, they reached the burned remains of a wagon camp. Clara froze. This was ours. Her voice broke as she knelt beside the ashes. Elias dismounted and scanned the ground, tracks, footprints, signs of struggle. But there, half buried under snow, was a small wooden locket. Clara gasped when she opened it, a picture of her and her brother smiling. "He was here," she whispered. "He's alive," Elias nodded. "Then we keep going." As the wind picked up again, Clara turned to him. "Why do you care so much, Elias?" He hesitated, then said quietly, "Because somewhere along the way, helping you became the only thing that made sense." She smiled faintly. "Then I guess we'll face the wild together." The mountains loomed ahead, vast and silent. Behind them, the cabin still stood, a warm memory in the cold wilderness. Ahead lay danger, hope, and the promise of something neither of them dared name. And as they rode into the fading light, Only the whisper of care lingered in the wind, soft, enduring, and wild as the land itself.